Snoopycat is my beloved kitten. She's all black with big shiny eyes and a tiny cold nose. And those big eyes see everything as she goes snooping into every closet, every drawer, every little corner. And that's why I call her Snoopycat. There's a little black kitten with very green eyes and such a curious nose. She has learned such a lot that she's terribly wise from all the places she goes. She jumps here and there on her soft little paws all around and in and out. So her name should be something like Snoopy because she's always snooping about. I love Snoopycat, and she loves me too. She is always at my side. Snoopycat sits and listens to every note I sing. When I'm practicing in my studio, sometimes it even seems she's trying to say, "You can do that better, you know. You know you can." And when it's one of her favorite songs, she just purrs and purrs and purrs. Do you know how I came to have Snoopycat? I was roaming about the farm. I stopped to greet the cow and her baby calf. I said good day to all the dogs, and I praised the hens for laying such fine eggs. Suddenly, I heard an awful racket coming from the corner of the barn where the cat family lives. They were all meowing at once. They must have heard me passing by. I went in, and there was the mama cat and her whole big family of kittens. I stopped to watch for a long, long time. How adorable they were. I could hardly tear myself away. Why shouldn't I take one for a pet, I thought. But which one? They were all so cute. Mama Cat was trying to tell me something. "So you're the lady we hear singing," she seemed to say. "Why, yes," I said. "Do you mind my singing?" "I should say not," Mama Cat insisted kindly. "We all love to listen, and when you're away, we miss you. We really do. You can't imagine how your song helped us one night." "Helped you?" I said. "Yes," said Mama Cat. "It happened not so long ago. The night was black and cloudy, not one star, not one moonbeam. My poor kittens were terribly puzzled by so much darkness. And then we heard your lovely song, the motherly dark of the night. Somehow it made everything all right again. By the end of your song, my kittens were happy and sound asleep. Oh, how we'd love to hear you sing it right now." The little kittens all sat down like a well-behaved audience.
The night sings a motherly lullaby. She learned from the passing breeze. She hums it over and over. When a sleeping child she sees, and when your tired eyelids would close in peaceful rest, then comes the night to kiss you, that your slumber might be blessed. shadows over your little bed, till the first faint gleam of light. So let her in, my darling, the motherly dark of the night.
By the time the song ended, the kittens were tumbling about at my feet and tugging playfully at my skirt. That is, all the kittens but one. She was coal black, and her green eyes sparkled as she sat apart from the others, staring at me. Mama Cat noticed her too. "She's the family favorite," she said. "But she's so lazy. Just the other day I told her, 'You'll have to move a little faster or you'll be too late for everything.' And do you know what she said? 'Don't worry, Mama dear. If ever I really want something, I'll get it.'" I smiled at the wise little kitten. "Would you mind very much if I took her home with me?" I asked Mama Cat. "Well," she said, "I know you would be good to her, but I wonder if the others wouldn't feel hurt. Why don't you just call to them and take the one who comes first?" I walked a little distance away and called, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty." And do you know who came first? The black one. She must have wanted me. She snuggled close to me, and I picked her up and took her home. It didn't take me long to choose the name Snoopycat for her. She began to snoop around that very first day. We were at dinner. In front of me was a tureen of steaming hot soup. Before I started to serve it, Snoopycat suddenly jumped into my lap, and in a moment she had two little paws in that hot soup. It was just terrible. She'll tell you about it herself. "I'm such an inquisitive kitty, and sometimes that's really a pity. If I weren't, I would not go where I should not. Such an inquisitive kitty. Whatever goes on, I must be there to see everything I can see there. It may seem most unruly, but I am truly such an inquisitive cat. Meow." The cook came running in and took away the tureen, glaring at poor Snoopycat. The kitten looked so unhappy, I couldn't scold her. I wiped her paws with my napkin and stroked her until she was purring happily. Snoopycat had learned her first lesson. Never again would she put her paws into a hot, steaming dish. She was such a busybody. She never wanted to go to sleep. She was afraid she would miss something. Then I made a discovery. When I played my tiny music box, Snoopycat would stop whatever she was doing and come to listen. the last tinkling note, Snoopycat's eyelids would drop, and then I would take her in my arms and sing her a lullaby until she was fast asleep.
Sleepy little Snoopy, all worn out, finding out what life is all about. I'll forgive you this time, so drop your tired head. Just be glad you're cozy in your little bed. Sleepy little Snoopycat, don't you know? If you don't relax, you'll never grow. Journey off to dreamland, a busy day's through. I'll be here, I promise, waiting just for you.
I planned a little surprise for Snoopycat to keep her from feeling shut in. In the pantry, there was a big door leading to the garden. At the bottom of this door, I had a tiny swinging door made so that Snoopycat could let herself in and out. How wonderful, thought Snoopycat, to be able to come in and out just for the pleasure of seeing the little door swinging back and forth. One night, Snoopycat was sound asleep in her cozy little bed in the corner of my bedroom. It was a bright moonlit night. Moonbeams danced through the windows and tickled Snoopycat's nose. She tried to brush them away with her paws, but they kept whispering, "Come, come out. Don't go back to sleep. You've never seen such a moon as there is tonight. Come to the window. We'll show you." So Snoopycat followed the moonbeams and gazed out at the biggest, brightest moon she had ever seen. "Hello," said the moon. "You look surprised. I'm here many times, but if you're going to be a sleepyhead, you will never see me at my best." Snoopycat looked about her. Everything was so bright. "Come, come," said the moon. "There's a lot to see at night, and things look so different. Come, I'll light the way for you." And then the moon sang a song just for Snoopycat.
Have you seen the woods at night when the moon shines through? There's a moonbeam hiding in each drop of dew. Through the hills and valleys, shadows dance and sway to the singing night wind, never heard by day. There are wonders everywhere just for you to see. Come and I will show you. Follow, follow me.
Snoopycat pushed gently at the bedroom door. It opened a little, and she squeezed herself through. Down the steps she tripped, and straight to the pantry beyond the kitchen, the room with the wonderful little swinging door. But before she let herself out, she glanced about the room, puzzled. Everything does look different by moonlight, she thought, snooping around. Barrels and boxes and baskets all over the place. Well, boxes ought to have something inside. I'm going to find out. Barrels and boxes and baskets and bins, what is a kitty to do? This is how most of my trouble begins, but I have to look in, wouldn't you? They tell me it's wrong, but it doesn't seem fair. It's always a lovely surprise. If I mustn't look here and I mustn't look there, what good are my shiny green eyes? Meow! What good are my shiny green eyes? Meow! Snoopycat jumped up onto a shelf and went exploring. One box was open the tiniest bit. She stopped and peeped in. What can this be? She wondered. It's white, beautifully white, and soft, too. A little push, and she lost her balance, tumbling head first into the flour bin. How she struggled to fight her way out. I don't know what happened to me, cried Snoopycat, coughing and sneezing and covered with white flour, but I'll never go there again. Snoopycat pushed open her little door to get outside. My goodness, said the moon impatiently. I thought you'd never come. Give me just 3 minutes, she begged the moon. Snoopycat glanced longingly toward the barn. I've missed my family so much. I promise you it won't be a long visit. All right, said the moon, but remember, just a short visit. Snoopycat scampered across the garden and over the hill to where her family lived. She was all out of breath when she came to rest beside the barn door. And just at that moment, she heard Mamma Cat saying to the kittens, Snoopycat hasn't been to see us for such a long time, and I wonder why. Mamma, Mamma, here I am, cried Snoopycat, rushing so fast that she fell in a little white heap. Mamma Cat scowled at her. Who are you? You're certainly not my kitten. I have never seen you before. Now get out. But Mamma, stammered Snoopycat, hardly able to believe her ears. But Mamma Cat had already flung open the door and swept little Snoopycat out into the night.
Pretty little Snoopycat, poor forgotten Snoopycat, can't they see I'll always be as loving as before? They don't even seem to know me anymore. Poor forgotten Snoopy, banished from the door.
Snoopycat was shocked and heartbroken. She cried as if she would never stop. This is no night for tears, whispered the moon. I'm waiting for you, you know. I have lots of wonderful things to show you. Come to the woods with me. I'm coming, said Snoopycat in a small voice, and slowly she followed the moon. She had not gone very far when she came to a lovely, quiet lake. "Oh, what a beautiful looking-glass!" cried Snoopycat. "I must have a look at myself." Suddenly, Snoopycat looked closer. "This is strange," she said. "What's the matter with me? I look different." She bent over for a better look. Splash! She tumbled into the water. How she struggled until she reached a rock. She climbed up, all tired out. When she caught her breath, she looked into the water again. This time she was careful as she bent over. And what a welcome surprise! All the flour had been washed away, and Snoopycat was her shiny black self again.
I found a great big looking glass and looked right in to see a kitten small and very white, but otherwise like me. I fell into the looking glass and splashed till I got back. I saw the kitten once again, but this time it was black.
How will I ever get across? She wondered. "Croak, croak," said a bullfrog, hopping over from a rock nearby. "Poor kitten, let me help you. Sit on my back and I'll carry you across." "No, thanks. I can swim just as well as you," said Snoopycat haughtily. "Suit yourself," croaked the frog. "I was only trying to be helpful." And away he hopped. Snoopycat was very sorry at once. She hadn't meant to hurt Frog's feelings. She looked sadly at the water all about. But the frog wasn't very far away. He had watched Snoopycat with a smile. He understood young kittens. "I'm still waiting to help you," he said, coming closer, and Snoopycat gratefully clung to the frog as he hopped to the other side of the lake.
A frog went hopping by and said, "Oh me, oh my, you must not get yourself all wet if you'd rather be all dry." I said, "That's quite untrue. I swim as well as you, but my left knee is bothering me, and I'll hurt it if I do." The frog said, "I can help you out. Just sit yourself on me. I'll take you straight across the lake, as dry can be." Which shows that when you need some friendly, helpful deed, you'll find that it is much more fun to be polite to everyone.
Snoopycat thanked the frog and he hopped away. "Do you mind if I rest for a moment?" said Snoopycat to the moon. "I'm so tired." And she sat down on a smooth round stone. Suddenly the stone began to move, and not only that, but from under one end a head appeared, from the other a tiny pointed tail, and from all sides funny black feet. Snoopycat stared and stared. "I must be dreaming," she cried, stretching out one little paw. At once the head, tail, and feet disappeared beneath the stone. Snoopycat sat very still, hardly daring to breathe. Soon the head appeared again. But this time it turned and looked at Snoopycat. "Oh, so it's you," a voice said. "Well, make yourself comfortable. This is my house. Turtle's my name."
The turtle's a very strange creature. He carries his roof on his back, and no one can make him move out of his house, and nothing to pack or unpack. He'll never be lost, and he knows it, no matter how far he may roam. And how could he ever be homesick? Wherever he is, he's at home.
"Oh," said Snoopycat, "I am very glad to know you. I hope I'll meet you again sometime. Thank you for letting me rest on you." And Snoopycat went on her way. "Why has everything turned so dark?" wondered Snoopycat. She looked up. The tall trees of the forest had shut out the moon, and Snoopycat didn't know which way to turn. She took a few timid steps. "Who?" said a voice not far away, and Snoopycat answered in a tiny whisper, "I'm Snoopycat." But again the strange sound, "Who?" Snoopycat peered into the darkness and found herself staring straight into a pair of the biggest eyes she had ever seen.
The night was dark and cloudy. The tall trees hid the sky. Two great big eyes looked into mine from a leafy branch nearby. "Who?" said the owl. "Snoopycat," said I. I said I must be going. It's very late, you see. The owl said, "Who would want to leave a pleasant bird like me?" "Who?" said the owl. "Snoopycat," said I.
Snoopycat tried to run away, but there were trees all about, and she stood perfectly still for a moment. Suddenly, little lights appeared. They were like tiny floating lanterns. "Oh," cried Snoopycat gratefully, "you've come just in time. I'm afraid I'm lost." The little lights blinked on and off, darting here and there through the leaves. "How can I follow if you keep moving so?" said Snoopycat, stretching out her paws to catch the fireflies. But they flew higher and higher until they were out of sight.
"Fireflies, fireflies, please don't fly so high. There are shining stars enough lighting up the sky. If you'd light the woods for me, I would know no fear. First I see you everywhere, then you disappear."
"What can I do now?" said Snoopycat, beginning to cry. "Who?" came the voice again, this time more gently. Snoopycat turned, and there were those big eyes very close. This time Snoopycat could see that they belonged to a great big bird. "Why do you stare so?" said the bird.
"It's you who are staring," answered Snoopycat.
"Oh, my eyes are always like this," said the bird. "Surely you've heard of me, the wise old owl."
"How do you do?" said Snoopycat.
"I really am wise," the owl went on. "I know things. I even know how to lead you home, if you'd let me."
"Oh, would you?" cried Snoopycat. "I've had just about enough excitement for one night. I do want to go home."
"Very well then," said the owl. "Follow me. Here we go." And the owl flew so low that his wings almost touched the tall grass, and Snoopycat had no trouble following. It was wonderful when she finally saw her home in the distance. "Thank you so much," she said to the owl. "You don't know how much you've helped me." But when the owl had flown away, Snoopycat thought, "I must see my family again. I must find out why they don't love me anymore." As she ran to the barn and peeped in, Mamma Cat was watching over her sleeping kittens. "Hello, Mama," called Snoopycat a little sadly. The kittens awoke and jumped up. Mamma Cat and all the kittens ran to greet her. "Snoopycat! Snoopycat!" they cried joyfully. "We've missed you so much. Why haven't you been to see us?" Snoopycat looked from one to the other. She was very puzzled and didn't know what to say. "Do you know what happened?" Mamma Cat said with excitement. "A little white kitten came to visit us. She said she was Snoopycat. Imagine such nonsense. Of course we had to throw her out." "So that's what it was," said Snoopycat. And she told her family how she had tumbled into the flour bin and then visited them while she was still all covered with white. How they laughed! They just couldn't stop for the longest time. The kittens held their tummies and rolled on the floor, and then they all joined paws and did a jolly dance. When Snoopycat could catch her breath, she said, "Oh, I've had the most wonderful adventures tonight. I'll tell you everything tomorrow, but now I'd better hurry back to bed or the kind lady will miss me." Before Snoopycat let herself in by the tiny swinging door, she looked up at the moon and said, "Thank you, dear moon, for the most wonderful evening in my whole life. I will never forget it." "You are very welcome," said the moon. "We shall have many more pleasant evenings. Good night, Snoopycat." Snoopycat tiptoed up the stairs to her little bed. Nobody knows but the moon and I, and with a happy smile she fell sound asleep. The next morning, my little Snoopycat was very affectionate. She must have felt a little guilty about staying out of doors so long. She wouldn't leave my side for a moment. When evening came and I was packing my bags for a recital in the city, Snoopycat ran from one bag to another. She poked her little black head in, sniffing and almost tumbling inside. Then I heard a strange little meow, and I saw no more of Snoopycat. When I arrived at the concert hall, I was happy to find a large, friendly audience. At the end of my program, they demanded many encores, and for the final one, I chose a haunting little song which could have been written long, long ago. As my song ended, something which looked like a tiny ball of fur rolled onto the stage, and with a jump settled itself on the corner of the piano. Meow, meow, it said, for, of course, it was Snoopycat. My pianist was horrified. The audience gasped with surprise. Everybody wondered what I would do. But what could I do? I took one look at Snoopycat's pleading eyes and gathered her into my arms. She snuggled cozily against me, and with a deep, peaceful sigh, she buried her nose between her paws. She was waiting for a song. Of course, it had to be something quiet and soothing, and I had just the right one for her, one which Snoopycat loved.
Now the world is fast asleep, twinkling stars their vigil keep, one and all are lost in slumber deep. Through the leaves the night wind sighs, humming tender lullabies. Peaceful sleep, rest you, happy dreams bless you. Warm and cozy in your bed, drop your little busy head. Morning brings so many things to do.
And when my song ended, there was so much understanding in the smiles of my audience. The applause went on, and my dear little Snoopycat had fallen into a deep, deep sleep. Dear, funny little Snoopycat. She meant no harm. She just had to see where I was going. So she must have jumped into my open bag and hidden there, while I carried her with me all the way to the concert. But that's the way she is, and that's why her name is Snoopycat.